Oscar Wilde's The Happy Prince and Other Tales is one of the most famous collection of fantasy tales for children. It is a wonderful read for all ages. First published in 1888, the anthology contains 5 stories that deal with the ideas of love, friendship and sacrifice. The story possesses a marvelous blend of fantasy and reality, and reading them will certainly enrich the child's imagination. In this video, we are going to discuss these 5 stories that Oscar Wilde has written for children. The first story in this anthology is The Happy Prince. It is a story of a swallow and a statue of the late Happy Prince. After his flock flew off to England, the swallow is left behind in town, full of suffering people. He meets the statue of the prince who lived in a palace where the sorrow was never allowed to enter. After his death, he watched people suffering from his tall monument, and with certain portions of the statues urges the swallow to help them. A wonderful story of compassion and sacrifice. The story introduces the children to the virtues of human being. The next story in this collection is The Nightingale and the Rose. It is a story of a nightingale and a student who is afraid that he won't be able to dance with the professor's daughter because he doesn't have a red rose. Seeing his pain, the nightingale decides to help him. But everything comes with a price. In order to produce a red rose, the nightingale has to sacrifice her life. Aren't you excited to find out what happens next? The story also deals with the theme of sacrifice, but a little differently. The Selfish Giant. This is one of the most famous children's story ever written. It is a tale of a giant who has a beautiful garden where children used to play every day. The giant was visiting his friend Cornish ogre, but upon his return after 7 years, banishes all the children from the garden. After this incident, the giant witnesses a continuous winter in his garden. One day, the giant wakes up from the sound of a linnet and sees the children playing in his garden, which is now full of flowers. This is a beautiful story of love and generosity and shows how a simple small act can change one's life. The Devoted Friend is a wonderful story of friendship and selflessness. It is a story of a little man called Hans and Hugh, a miller. Hans grew all kinds of beautiful flowers in his garden and as a sign of his friendship gave them to Hugh. But Hugh exploited Hans's friendship and left him alone when he needed him the most. In a simple manner, Wilde demonstrates the ideas of friendship and selfishness, which makes it an interesting read for all ages. In the last story of this collection, The Remarkable Rocket, Wilde portrays human vanity through the character of a firework. The rocket continuously boasts of self-importance and considers itself to be the best of the lot. However, the story ends with a strong moral lesson as we witness a pitiful end for the rocket. Did this overview excite you? Then grab the book and dive into the fantastic world of Oscar Wilde. But before you go, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and we will be back with more interesting videos. Till then, happy reading.